Hey everybody, I want to do a science activity with you today. It's kind of science and cooking, but cooking is considered a science because you do a lot of measuring and there's a lot of interactions between the ingredients that you use. Now this is making homemade ice cream, so it's going to have a delicious ending. And the science behind it is when you add salt to water, it makes the temperature that the water needs to get to freeze lower. Normally water will freeze at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. When you add salt to the water, it lowers that temperature to it has to be 20 degrees before that water can freeze into ice. So when we're going to add salt to our ice for this ice cream activity. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause the ice to begin to melt. And as the ice and salt mixture melt, they pull heat from our milk mixture, which is the ice cream, causing it to get colder and begin to freeze into ice cream. So I'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to need for this experiment is a large baggie, 2 regular size baggies, we need a cup of milk. I'm using heavy whipping cream, but you can use whole milk if you want. 1/3 of a cup of salt, and that's going to be added to our ice. About 3 cups of ice. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of white sugar. And then if you want to add any, this is going to make vanilla ice cream. If you want to add any toppings, I have chocolate chips for mine. You can add any kind of toppings that you like in your vanilla ice cream. So the first thing we're going to do is put our ice in the large baggie. Okay, so I have my ice in the large baggie. Then I'm going to add my 1/3 cup of salt to that ice. Okay, so I added the salt to my ice. I'm going to just shake it around a little. And because the salt lowers the temperature that the ice needs to be to stay ice, the ice will begin to melt because of the salt. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is open one of my regular size sandwich bags. I'm going to add in my milk. And my sugar. And my 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And that'll give it a nice vanilla flavor. Okay. And add a little bit more. I didn't have quite.
Ooh, can I help you?
1/2 teaspoon, sure. Okay, and then when you close the bag, you're going to close it most of the way and then squeeze the air out of it and close it the rest of the way. You want to have as little air in there as possible. So I've got my bag sealed. You want to make sure you have a good seal so that your milk doesn't come out of the bag. Okay, I'm going to stick this bag inside another sandwich bag just to protect it from the sharp ice. I don't want the ice to make a hole in my milk bag. Again, I'm going to squeeze out all the extra air. And then I'm gonna zip this bag closed as well. All the extra air squeezed out. Close it. And you wanna make sure that gets closed. And then I'm gonna put these bags inside my bag of salted ice. And I'm gonna try to get the ice cubes to surround the bag so that it's kind of down there in the middle of the ice. I'm going to again squeeze the air out of my big bag and close it. Now the next step is where your mussels come in. You have to shake this for about 5 minutes to turn your liquid ice cream into solid ice cream. And again, the science behind it is that the salt in the ice lowers the temperature that the water has to be to remain ice. So the ice is going to begin to melt because the salt is lowering the temperature required to keep it ice. As it melts, it will pull the heat out of the milk mixture, causing it to get colder. And that's what makes it turn into frozen ice cream. So you're going to shake, shake, shake this bag for a good 5 minutes. And I'm going to let my son Ryan do that part. And if it's hard for you to hold it, you can wrap a towel around it so that you can hold it easier to shake it, because it does get very, very cold. So you're going to shake, shake, shake for a good 5 minutes. And you can see Ryan shaking the bag. And the more fat you have in your milk product, like I used heavy whipping cream that has a lot of fat in it, the more fat you have, the creamier your ice cream will be. So if you use a skim milk, it's not going to be as creamy. So a whole milk or a heavy cream or a half and half will make a creamier ice cream. Shake, 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 shake your glue thing. Shake, 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 shake your glue thing. We're making ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Let's check it and see what's happening. It hasn't been that long that he's been shaking it, but it's already starting to get a little bit firmer. So it's already starting to change from a liquid to a solid, but he still needs to shake it longer. It's very, very cold. So another science thing that is associated with this is when you see in the winter time, when it's supposed to snow, you'll see the salt trucks come and spread salt on the highways. The reason they do that is so that the temperature of the road has to be even lower than normal for that snow that's falling to stay frozen on the street. So normally the street would only have to be 32 degrees Fahrenheit for that snow to fall on the street and stay frozen. When they add the salt, now that road has to be 20 degrees Fahrenheit for that snow that's falling onto the street to stay frozen. So that's why that helps us in the wintertime to not have as icy roads, because the road has to be a lot colder for it to stay frozen when it has the salt on there. Ryan is still shaking. All right, let's check it again. All right, it's still liquid, but it's starting to get some firm chunks in it. So we're going to shake some more until it's all firm. I'll take a turn at shaking. Ryan says he's tired.
I'm tired.
Okay, so we ready? We're gonna shake, shake, shake. And this also helps you burn some calories so you can eat that ice cream. So this is a good workout. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do quite a bit more shaking. So I'm gonna pause the video and I'm gonna shake, and when I get my ice cream formed into a solid, I'll come back and show you what I've got.